we are just waiting on this to get underway then. What are we expecting? Because let's go over what we know. What we know is that on Twitter, EU5, the Europa Universalis guys, responded to Jeff Keighley's tweet. We know this. So, that makes me think there's going to be something about EU5. What that something is, we don't know yet. We just don't know yet. But I, and pretty much everyone else, thinks that it is going to be a release date announcement. And here as well, Ryagi saying that he's starting to feel something in his bones. Something will be happening at Gamescom. We have noises. Oh, it's 30 minutes! Oh, we gotta wait 30 minutes! Can it be anything other than a release date? I mean, that's what we're here to determine, right? I think it's a release date. I'm relatively, I'm at 95%. I don't think there is anything they could announce that isn't the release date that would kind of deserve being on the Game Awards, Gamescom, Open Night Live thing. I don't think there's anything else there. So the question becomes, what month will the game release? If this is the announcement for the release, what month? Are we going to get a November release? 3 months from announcement is not unheard of. Be a bit of a waste to have something that wasn't a release date. Exactly, that's kind of where I'm thinking as well. Because there's nothing there really, there's nothing to announce. There's nothing to showcase, unless there's oh, look, there's another trailer. And maybe they're going to announce that they will announce the release date in X amount of time. That's technically possible. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing the other stuff as well. I made a video earlier saying, oh, look, they're going to announce it. I also said I wasn't going to stream, but I guess I was lying. I did call some of the other games slop, but I'm only calling them slop in comparison to EU5. That's it. I see now why the tweet said it started at 7 when the stream started at 6. Half an hour of countdown after the stream starts, and then an hour of pre-show before the actual show starts. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have started the stream yet. I don't know. I feel like that maybe was an mistake. They could do the lame summer 2026 or something. That would suck. I think the only thing that would suck more than that would be, hey, we're announcing that we are announcing the release date next month. Stick around for the 27th of September, because then we're going to announce the release date. That would suck. That would be a letdown. Hype stream for an hour. I mean, we can always go onto the forums, and I'm gonna keep this one alive, because that one needs to be there. But see what else people are saying about the forums. Obviously, the stage said this was a really good video. You guys should have watched it if you have not already. But the one that obviously I keep going back to again and again, Byzantium versus Eastern Roman Empire. I hope that gets changed. I hope we get more options. But yeah, it felt for a little while, I will admit, that the hype did kind of die down. Let's have that up in the corner so we can always see it. It did feel like the hype was dying down a little bit. And I could see that in my views. I could just see that in the community sentiment, the amount of activity on the forums. And I don't know, it feels like it kind of started to come back again. And I'm not sure when that really happened. Because, I feel like not many people really were interested in tonal or the anti-folk religions. Maybe the Middle Kingdom and all of this stuff about China really brought back interest again. Because, I mean, let's be honest, this is a really big deal to a lot of people. You looked at the release date speculation thread, and you're still sane? Seems a massive part of it has been people arguing about whether it would be late 2025 or Q2 2026. Okay, so they're just skipping over Q1 26? A bunch of people were clowning on one of the guys who said Q2 2026, and he was coping by saying, oh, I'm living rent free in your heads. I hate that. It's like, say something silly, and then you get responded to, and it's like, rent free. Shut up. You're happy with a certain type of hype dying. Did get weirdly fanboy for a bit. Yeah, that's fair as well. I mean, I'm kind of okay with a certain level of fanboyism, but when I see people saying, oh, this is gonna be game of all time, best game ever, blah, 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 like, bro, I know you didn't play the game yet, so, like, you don't have really any leg to stand on in that point. Also, hey, Zvinga, yes, EU5, we are so excited for it. Also, I need to make this happen. There we go. I just think people are not that hyped about flavor. Yeah, I agree with that. I think for me, the thing I wasn't super hyped about was the map reworks. I don't know if you noticed, I kind of stopped going over them because there's only so much of, here's a side-by-side of what it used to be and not what it is, and do it, like, there's only so much you can do with that before you get bored. So I stopped doing these ones. To be fair, people at this point are just waiting for the release date and the game itself. People still following the Nintendo talks, or many of the same people want to give feedback to change things. Yeah, that's also fair. Let's actually see in a moment. There's nothing yet on here. It's still coming soon. We'll keep this up as well. But I will say, I was really impressed by this trailer, but it is pure cinematics. Like, there's no... It doesn't even show the map on this, like, trailer. So what we... I mean, disappointing though it would be, I could see, like, worst case scenario, we get an actual in-game trailer showing in-game stuff. I don't think we're gonna get a trailer. I don't think we're gonna. We're not gonna get something like this again, obviously. But I think we're gonna get another trailer and a release date at the end of it. But I could see it also just being a trailer. That would suck though. No, most fans have no feedback to give on Africa and pre-Columbus America since they have no knowledge about it. I'm the same. I'm the same on that one. Especially with the map ones, I'll read it and I'll be like, oh, that's cool and that's cool, but I don't actually have any constructive feedback to give because I'm ignorant. I'm just ignorant of this kind of stuff. People get hyped about flavor for their own country and specific countries they're fans of, like the Eastern Republic. Okay, all right. I feel like I'm being called out here. I'm massively passionate about anything else. Yeah, that's kind of me. What if it's the same trailer? Look, if we get a release date, but they just reuse this trailer, I'll be kind of bummed. I'm not gonna lie. Do we not get an old earnings release that practically said end of the year? Yeah. There was that, but there's also, like, plans can change sort of way. Like, there could have been some kind of hiccup during development after that earnings report came out where they said, look, we can push it there, but we're going to have a release that looks like Vic 3 or a release that looks like CK3 or Stellaris or like any Paradox release, really. Or we could give me another quarter and Q1 2026 and I will knock this shit out of the park. That could happen. That still could happen. I like the one guy got his own tribe in Arabia. Oh yes, the Mutaya. Mutayar, something like that, yeah. That was impressive. Like, I saw some of the proof that they brought about that. It was impressive, and it was correct to re-add it in. Fair dues to the guy. Fair dues to the guy. I wonder if there's more stuff like that, you know. People are like, oh, what about my thing here? I suppose The only thing that I could bring to the table in that regard is there a good picture of England? Not really. Here. The only thing I could bring to the table in that kind of regard is say, oh, look, Middlesbrough definitely should be on the map because... But unfortunately, I know what Middlesbrough looked like in 1337, and it had 4 people in it. It was just like a church's abbey with 4 dudes, 4 clerics, 4 priests, just hanging out, 4 friends. They're definitely only friends, though. 20? No. 4. We did 20's a bit. Look, we're an introverted bunch. Kind of like the Warfunder forums. Yeah, pretty much. That's a good comparison, for sure. What is this music? It's very strange. Historians will look at a church abbey with 4 clerics and say, well, they're only friends. Exactly, they were just friends. They were just friends. My peasant village was totally important at the time. Oh, you had a peasant village? I had an abbey. Look, swings and roundabouts, and there's levels to this thing. Kind of crazy that thanks to all the feedback and fan engagement, EU5 will probably have the most accurate 1337 map ever compiled. Like, historians can start using the game as a source because of how much shit was changed due to feedback. That's a good point. I feel there's obviously a lot of guesswork that goes into a lot of it. There's a lot of guesswork that comes in when it comes to populations of places that don't have super detailed, accurate records. But those estimations are, like, informed and intelligent estimations that have, data sources in it. So, on that front, I think you're probably correct. They won't use it as a source. Because that would be silly. But if I could definitely see EU5 coming out with, for example, you know how a lot of games come out with art books, and actually, on that topic, hold up, I got, where are you? Not that drawer. Here. You know how some games come out with an art book? With all the art and stuff in it? I feel like EU5 could do the same, but they could do these are all the sources of history that we pulled from, and this is that, and such. And oh yeah, this art book is the special one because I also got everyone's signature. Johan's is the fucking massive one, right there. That's Johan's signature right there. But yeah, I got that all signed by all of the devs when I went to Berlin for PDXCon 2016. Oh, actually, speaking of Johan, signatures as well. When I went to Sitges recently, I picked up the Paradox plushie, and that's apparently Johan's signature. I don't know about that one, though. And then he also signed it with Eastern Roman Empire on the side. So, Rome! For the glory of Rome! But hey, I did say hold your plushies. It's... Yeah, no, you're fair. You're right. It is streamer privilege on that one. Influencer privilege. Actually, no. No, in Berlin, I paid for my entrance. It was only when we went to... No, sorry. Berlin, I didn't pay. It was Stockholm I paid. Never mind. But I did get the art book in Stockholm, not Berlin. Most of my specific South Europe geography skills are from EU4. I'd say for most Americans, 100% of their geography... No, I'm joking. For me, I mean, I was always pretty good at geography in school. It was, like, the only subject I got an A in my, leaving cert. So I think geography, not too bad, but definitely there's some places that are less familiar to me, for sure. And I will always mix up the names of the Indonesian islands, Sumatra, and I think one's called Borneo, and yeah, I don't know. I always forget the names. I'm terrible at it. But for the most part, I'm pretty good at geography. I'm all right. It'll do the trick. But yeah, we are Java. That's the one. Sounds like you need to play more Victory. Look, I'll let you in on a little secret, and I'm probably allowed to say this. I'm definitely allowed to say this. So I asked recently, my Paradox contact, if I could have the DLC for Vic 3 that I'd missed. I'll give it another try. I'll give it the old try a doodle, right? And his response, because I think he was on holiday at the time, his response when he saw my message was to laugh at me. No, but he did give me the codes to it. Like, Paradox has been very, very good to me. I mean, I'm still not persona non grata, and I accidentally leaked the fucking video like 12 hours early. So, to be fair, Paradox, very cool, and I will defend them more than most. Some people will say more than they deserve, but I think it is as much as they deserve. Especially Yuan. He is a very nice guy. To be fair, us map gamers know more about geography than most professors, because we even know all the countries' borders going back to antiquity. I would say that's a stretch. I'd say we know it more than the average person. I think that is entirely fair to say. 100% fair to say. Hope they're keeping their research and sources compiled and together. They're making some good work here that many people in this kind of interest would later on like to use. I bet. Yeah, I definitely can see that happening. Like, some of the... I don't know if it's going to be compiled in one big thing, because every developer is got his own pile of, I'm going to go research this stuff on this region so I can get this stuff in this region all as accurate as possible. And I'm sure they will keep individual compilations of the sources they used. But for sure, like, it'd be nice to have all of it compiled together. I think one of the streamers at Cleo80's company hit up Paradox for codes to try a game, and they just gave him... Oh yeah, no, if you are a streamer of, like, any amount of following, and I'm going to be honest, it's very, very small amount of following needed, Paradox will be totally happy to give you codes. For example, EU4, the first time I got a code for EU4, I had 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, and it was Third Rome. Thought I'd frozen for a moment. Oh, I hope the stream is doing alright. Hopefully we're gonna keep it going properly. Paradox for sure, no. EA. Yeah. EA is a different beast. I don't think I've ever gotten a key from EA, though. To be honest, I don't think I've ever asked. I can't remember any EA game that I've asked for. Ubisoft is pretty good as well. They reached out to me about Anno 112, Anno 304. Their new Roman Anno game. They reached out, and I've played that a couple of times. Can't just post a gameplay video on YouTube, have no one watch, and get the game for free. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. 117, that's the one. Yeah, I played Anno 117, and I'm not a very good Anno player. Why do we think EU5's getting an official announcement? Ah, well, let's go back to Twitter. This was the first clue. Jeff Keighley talking about Gamescom ONL, what we're currently watching over here in the corner. And the EU channel responds, plus more. Sounds ambitious. That's the first clue. The second clue. Rayagi saying, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel in my bones something might be happening at Gamescom ONL today. This link is this video that we're currently watching. So, I feel pretty strongly that we are getting... There's no confirmation that it's a release date, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a release date. They made the same comment on YouTube post that even directly linked to Gamescom. Oh. Is that from their previous video, on their video? Hang on. Easiest way to find that is probably in here. Where are you linking to YouTube anywhere? Yes, there we go. You should really watch this video. It's very, very good. Unpaid self-promotion. Yeah, okay. You can wish list it. Is there anything sort by newest first? When was the last time they got responded to? No idea. Somewhere. But yeah, the game is looking very, very good.
From Cairo to Kyoto, from London to Delhi.
Like, hang on. I want to just put. I think this Cairo looks great. This looks really good. Oh, it's a post on the channel page. Ah. I like this more than I like Imperator Rome's Egypt. I'm not gonna lie. This part, obviously, it's a bit harsh. The borders, that's not amazing. But just looking at the bit inside, I think this looks great. Oh, we can definitely talk about DLC stuff as well, for sure. Posts. Here we go. There we go. Added my comment. I like my own comment. Of course I like my own comment. If I didn't like my own comment, I wouldn't have posted it. Yeah, no, 100%. Gamescom opening is at 8 p.m. Where's this? Since when has this been a thing? Since when has this been a thing where people say 8p? What's 8p? 8 p.m.? I assume it's 8 p.m., but like that's weird, right? I feel like that's weird. While I dislike the constant pricey DLC, especially if one owns more than one Paradox game, I still find it better than Game Pass, in-game purchase, than etc. Most other game companies are into, mostly because my investment to time spent makes it a good investment. Alright, on the topic of DLC policies, I have a take, and that is, I think Paradox has a pretty good DLC policy, and I think it's definitely improved over time as well. The DLC policy that Paradox had in the late teens, where we had mechanics being put into DLCs that then kind of screwed up the game for people who did not purchase it, that was kind of ass. I don't think that was like a malicious thing though, but I think when you look at what the game EU4 is like right now in 2025 versus what it was like on release in 2012, 2014, 2012, 2013, 2013, I think it was 2013. Take away all the DLC and the game has still changed remarkably, like hugely. And I think that's kind of got to be commendable in a way. Look, Jake, I paid for the first few DLCs, then I started getting them for free. Yes, it's true. But things like, yeah, on the Leviathan release, you couldn't end the Magic P disaster without the DLC. That sucks. But I would go so far as to say that was not a, we're going to intentionally make it so that people who don't buy it can get fucked. That's a mistake. That's a bug. That's a problem. And I would argue that, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they've fixed that already. Subscription thing they had for EU4 DLC, did they ever offer that for the other games? I think so. I think that was in CK. I feel like that was in CK. In Jeff Keighley's tweet, he said, paraphrasing, oh, we can actually just have a look at that. Black Ops 7, so looking forward to that, yay. Resident Evil Requiem, Fallout Season 2, plus more. The plus more is what we're looking for. Problem was not a policy problem, it was a garbage DLC problem. Yes, exactly. And look, and the fact remains that Leviathan was made by a brand new team, right? Johan started up the office in Sitges near Barcelona, and essentially what happened was they got in a bunch of modders, they got in a bunch of fans, they got in a bunch of relatively amateur coders, and they onboarded them into the process of making game by having them make Leviathan. And at the end of the day, yeah, it wasn't a great release, but they did fix it. And I would judge it on the fix rather than the release. For me, personally. And I know people can, have other opinions. That's totally fine. Cossacks can't be 20 euros after 10 years. Is it still that expensive? Yeah, maybe the old ones probably should drop in price. Although, actually, I think the reason that the old ones aren't dropping in price is so that they can still take part in the summer and winter sales and give really good discounts then. If you drop them in price, then the sales wouldn't really be able to be any large amount. I think if you're missing older DLCs, literally just wait for a sale. There's multiple a year. You get it there. It's bad when you have to buy a DLC to get mechanics that should have been in the game to start with. I mean, yes and no, because when you say that, like, what DLC feature should have been in the game to start with? Like, what feature in EU4 that came in via just a DLC should have been in the game to start with? Because I can't think of what. All of Art of War? I feel like that's just... I feel like it's fine to say this DLC feature should have been part of the free patch, but should have been part of the game on release is a bit far for me. EU5 can't think of any. Yeah, I'm struggling. Transfer Occupation is good. Spot Independence is good as well. They should have been part of the free patch. In hindsight, you can say there should have been on release, but like, what if they just didn't think of it for on release? Expectations for what should be in the game increases a lot over time, but the amount they're allowed to change for the base game doesn't. I mean, if we bring this to EU5, the expectations for what should be in the base game have kind of been all over the place. And I think Johan has said, I think it was on Reddit about a year ago or so, that EU5 would have as much content on release as EU4 does now. And that's if they hit that mark, that's impressive. Also, look, random new worlds is just not a thing that I care for. But if you're looking at EU5 and saying it needs to have every single mechanic that EU4 did, well, obviously I'm going to disagree with you, because development was a mechanic that was added post-release EU4, and it was bloody awful, and I hated it, and now it's not going to be transferred to EU5, because, compared to EU4, EU5 is a hell of a deal on launch. I mean, that's also hindsight. Like, we're looking at launch EU4 with the hindsight of 12 years of upgrades and updates and DLC, and like, launch EU4 was fine. Launch EU4 was a good game. It just, it doesn't stop being a good game because the next 12 years brought in 1,000 upgrades that made it, by comparison, bad. But it was still good. Hope it doesn't have every feature EU4 has big issue with bloat. Yeah, that's true as well. There's some things that people have that have come out in the Tinto talks where people have said, "Oh, I can't believe this is in. I don't want this to be in." Like, for example, the Great Power system. Where is it? Great Powers. Somewhere in country ranking, was it in here? Yeah, people really didn't like the great power system. It's not actually that bad. So very soon after, there was Country Rink's feedback. Oh, balls, we have things happening. Enfield. Alright, I mean, it looks kind of dope. Looks alright. Lock in! Wait, it's the same trailer? Is this the same trailer? I feel like this is the same trailer. It's not the same trailer. This is new. Release date? Release date? Pre-purchase now, but release date when?
One other matter. The Alpha.
That's it.
She was found.
This
That's it.
the birth of a new world. A world where we are the one and only human race.
I'm afraid your friends.
Wait! Release date! 4th of November! 4th of November! We have a release date! 4th of November! 4th of November! I don't know why the Games Award thing didn't do shit for that. Let's fucking go! 4th of November! That's not far away, guys! That's not far away! Before Christmas was not expected. Well, I expected November. Did the EU channel upload that trailer separately, I wonder? They did.
We got a lot of shows still.
Should we like ignore the Games Awards for a moment?
Now it is time to head back into the wasteland. We're talking about the TGA award-winning Fallout series based on Bethesda's legendary
Fallout.
RPG
Look, I can't show the Fallout thing anyway because let's be honest, it will demonetize me. So, pre-release trailer. Here we go.
Peggy 12.
They have a roadmap already? Oh gosh, let's go. Don't pre-order just yet. I will have an affiliate link soon and I'll be able to give you that. As far as trailers go, I kind of like that. That kind of slapped. Mr. John Paradox himself. Are they showing the release date on here? Date? Date? I mean, we know it's the 4th of November, but date should be here? That's kind of weird that they wouldn't have the trailer in the thing. Releasing from November 4th. There we go. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that away. Now that I have the link, there you go. You can just look at Ella Purnell talk about things. Now that I have the link to the purchase site, I can in fact create my affiliate link. So I'm going to do that real quick. Look, I am not somebody who is prone to pre-ordering, but you know, I know some people are. So if anyone would like to, they will be able to use my affiliate link, and I will get 12% of the sale, which is pretty good. Wait, why can I not have a real freaking link? Come on, give me a link. Here.
So here he is now with his newfound status, trying to make the world a better place in extremely, or I guess deeply flawed society.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we cannot wait to see what you guys have in store for season 2. Let's talk a bit about Ghoul. Can we expect more sort of Cooper Howard flashbacks as well in season 2?
Yes, absolutely. Cooper Howard and the Ghoul, played by the amazing Walton Goggins, definitely coming back. We have so much more to do. Obviously, we ended the last season with Cooper Howard dealing with, I think, a very common marriage problem. What do you do when you find out your spouse is planning nuclear war? And so he's going to figure that out. And as he does, he's going to uncover a greater conspiracy with huge implications for the Wasteland.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing how that unravels. Now, season 1, of course, was known for amazing original characters that you guys built in the Fallout world. We thought that was so cool.
I think this link works. If people want to use that,
I think the fans here want to know: are we going to see?
But I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I need to sort that out.
In this season?
Yeah, hang on. Let's have a look at the Steam page. You guys shush again. So EU5, go away, you. Where does it say the price? Oh, there's okay. So the 4th November release site, sacred sites. What is this? Fate of the Phoenix. Okay, that's gonna be an Eastern Roman Empire immersion pack. Okay, Chronicle pack. Whatever the hell those are. Old Alliance. So Scotland and France. Sacred sites. This is. We've seen this already, haven't we? No, we haven't. There was a sign up to the newsletter and you get some holy site models, and I guess these are some more of those. Fate as a Phoenix, as the Roman Empire, revive and restore the faded glory of your Roman roots. Across the pillars, decide the fate of the strategically vital Strait of Gibraltar with new options for Castile and Morocco. Okay. And then Old Alliance. France and Scotland stand united against English aggression if they can manage to unite themselves. All right, so I know people will say that having DLC before the game is even out is a little weird. I know people will say that. Should this be a part of the base game, etc.? I kind of understand where the people are coming from when they will, because they will say that, for sure. However, I think having a plan moving forward, and having a plan for a whole year, essentially, isn't a terrible idea. But wait, didn't it say, okay, you can buy the Premium Edition, save 20%? Okay. Where does it say the price? People were saying it was 60. I wasn't expecting that. The listed DLC is the ones you get with the Premium Edition. I wasn't expecting 60 euros, I'm not gonna lie. 80? It's never 80 pounds. It's 70 pounds. Still, though. Wow, okay. Dive deeper into the distant past with the Europa Universalis 5 Premium Edition, which includes 3 DLC packs focused on the history of specific regions, as well as an entirely unlocked cosmetic reward for all premium owners. So, Sacred Sites Instant Unlock. When you buy the Premium Edition, you receive a cosmetic pack that adds 8 historical holy sites to EU5. Can we... I mean... Like, I recognize it. I couldn't name any... Obviously, this is, like, Machu Picchu, Mecca. I vaguely recognize this. I vaguely recognize this. I vaguely recognize this. No idea. I'm sure someone will be able to point out what they all are. Fate of the Phoenix. Restore and revive Roman power. Hell yeah. As the Roman Empire in this immersion pack includes new means to stand up against the rising Ottoman threat in Anatolia, chance to reunite a broken Christian church, and maybe restore the glory that was once Rome. Okay, I'm okay with this then. The one with the dome is Hagia Sophia. Okay. Across the pillars, drop yourself into the climactic struggle for the future of Iberian Peninsula in the Chronicle pack. As a rising Castile asserts itself to evict the last successes of Moorish dominance in the region, or as Morocco beat back the armies from the north and re-establish their dominance over the strategically vital Strait of Gibraltar. Then the Old Alliance Chronicle pack adds new historical content and flavour for France and Scotland, two nations bound together by mutual distrust of the English crown. Consolidate your power by uniting these divided realms and explore unique historical situations for each. So, what we know for sure is that... Well, do we know for sure? No. What we assume, based on what Johan has said already, is that there won't be any narrative mission trees. So all of this stuff is going to come in the form of situations, disasters, events. I would imagine when you get Fate of the Phoenix DLC, you will get a cosmetics for playing as the Romans. Journals? I don't think so. I don't think so. They did say they didn't want to focus on all history. I mean, they did also say that there are some exceptions, and the Romans are one of those exceptions. And I kind of agree with that, for sure. So yeah, when you take this one, I think Castile, or maybe just all Iberians, and then either Morocco or all Moors will have more in the way of, you know, clothes. The buildings will probably look different. The character models will look different. You meant for release? Even for release, the Romans have all the history content in there already. And then Old Alliance, you'll get new stuff for Scots and French. Maybe you'll also get something for the English as well? I don't know. Because they are kind of like protagonist-antagonist. And this is stuff that was already there. System requirements are also out. I mean, I know I can run it, because I have. i7 E700K, 16 gigs of RAM as minimum is gonna... It's honestly gonna price out a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie. Graphics, that's pretty low at this point, so that's fine. But then as for recommended 32, I only got 32 back in April. I don't think I have the equivalent of that. I don't even know. Wait, minimum standards, Windows 10. Recommended standards, Windows 11. Okay, buddy. Entire Eastern European market just went silent. It's true. Those are some pretty high fucking standards. Fully, why not? Wait. 23 curators have already reviewed EU5. Okay, yes, you definitely have reviewed this, for sure. Number 61, most wishlisted. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Recommendation guy recommends the game. Okay. Okay, crack smoking time. Okay, yeah, these aren't actually real. Those aren't relevant. Alright, though. Well, we could watch the rest of Gamescom, but they're currently showing this and Deadpool something or other. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. For your link, do you have to buy it on the site, or is it fine if you redirect? So for my link, you do have to go to, and get it from the Paradox store. However, the Paradox store does give you a Steam key, so it gets you. You will have the game on Steam regardless, but you do have to get it through the Paradox store with my link, and I will repaste my link if anyone would like to help me out. I get 12% of any sale, so I guess 12% of 70, 60 carry the. I don't fucking know. Paradox Store is currently down. Ain't no way. That's wild. That's expected, but that's wild. Says can't access cart. That's crazy. But yeah, I think it's good to have a season pass early, so you know what you're gonna get. If you are like somebody who wants to pre-order and get the big deal, then you know exactly what it is you're gonna get. Where did it go? Oh, here. So you know exactly what you're gonna get. But yeah, this is I wasn't expecting the price, but I suppose is that the premium. Oh, bro, 85 quid. Yo. Damn. I've only played Cast Iron Man, but I'd love to roleplay nations. What's a nation you'd say is a must-play? For role-playing? Phoenix Empire. That's it, this is Euros. Okay, this is Euro. I'm in Finland, so this is Euros. What's in the Premium Pass? In the Premium Pass, you basically get the first 4 DLCs. A release day DLC that includes these sacred sites, 8 of them. They're just models on the map. The first one, Fate of the Phoenix, is a Roman Empire themed DLC. Across the Pillars, Castile and Morocco themed DLC, and the Outer Line, Scotland and France themed DLC. So, yeah, I guess immersion packs are single country and chronicle packs are multi-country. I imagine these are probably going to be like just double what these are. Might be worth the premium not to pay the DLC separately. Yeah, if you get the premium, it's 20% off. Okay, we can actually work out how much it is then. 60 to 85, so that is 15 euros. So what is 20% extra on 15 euros? Someone who math this out. If you increase this, it's like 3 extra euros. So these are pretty cheap then. So these probably cost 10 euros each, or unless these 3 10 euros each. No, they're definitely, because I think this is half this. So if you got 2 at the full price, this half, and this is probably even less. It'd be 10, 10, 5, 5, maybe? 10, 10, 5, and 5. And then instead of... Yeah. Oh, wait, no. 15 euros, and it's going 20 euros. There's no way all of this can be 20. I don't fucking know. 5, 10, 20, 30, 20? I don't know. This is... But you're saving 20 euro. You're saving 20%. You're saving 20% on 15. I am terrible at maths. So, I think these are going to be pretty cheap then. But yeah, I think these are going to be cheaper than these. It's 25, not 15. You think the whole thing, if you bought separately, would be 105? Ain't no way. Because, look, right, the difference between this and this is 15. If you save 20%, then you spend 15. So you get the 15 and then you increase it. Because we're not looking at 85 and sinking the 20%. We're looking just 15. The difference is 25. So it is. I apologize. I'm also blind. I'm also blind. Yeah, okay. I look like an idiot. It's because I am. Alright, 25. Fair enough. Alright. It worked for engagement. Ha! I got you! I'm not actually stupid. It's you that is stupid for falling for it. No, shit. Alright, so 25 and then you're saving 20% on that, so... It does say that 20% is on the total of base game and DLCs. So 20% with the premium edition compared to buying the base game and the DLC separately at full price. Okay. So increase 85 by 20%. Okay. No, the calculator can do it. So it would be 102. If this goes on YouTube, I will do some version of this on YouTube for sure. No point. Oh, fuck. Okay, whatever. I'm done. I'm dumb and I'm done. Right. So, 4 friends already own this game. Who? Neverland already pre-ordered, huh? Kebabini, Wyman, and Kakapo. Kakapo! Did you not use my code, SMH? Look, I'm done trying to math. Math is bad. I don't recommend maths. I'm good. Don't do math on camera. It's been my policy to never do maths on camera, and I probably should have stuck with that. Right, but I think I'm gonna end it here. Yeah. Once more, if you are a person who is interested in pre-ordering, there is my link. I get 12% of any sale, and look, I know for sure that I can't do maths. We have just learned this, so I'm not gonna try and work out how much I make from every time you guys download with my code. But yeah, the 4th of November. How many days until the 4th of November? $77 days! 77 days! We have 77 days, people. How many buys do we need from us for an Ambernaut EU5? Look, I think that's coming regardless. You get 10 quid from a sale? Holy shit! I mean, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You work that day? Sag. From the premium edition, it's 10 quid. Damn. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to go put some of this on YouTube. I'm going to cut out all of the non-EU5-ness. Yeah, thank you all very much for hanging out with me for a couple of hours. It's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to this game more than I think any game that EU5 has ever done, or that Paradox has ever done, or any game I've ever been hyped over. So, yeah, hopefully it is a good time. And, oh! Wait, what is... Hang on. Hang on a moment. One moment. 4th of November is a Tuesday. Copy this. This is going to be the first EU5 multiplayer on the 12th of November. Wednesday, the 12th of November. EU5 multiplayer, session 1. Sign the fuck up. I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.